Hello everyone, welcome to civilbrains YouTube channel. In this lecture, I'll explain you what all are the different domains that you have in the construction industry, and we'll try to see that like which all are your site-based job and which all are your office-based job. So if you're watching my lecture for the first time, do subscribe to my channel if you like the entire video. Yeah. So first, let me focus on the construction management jobs. When I say construction management jobs, they are basically execution job, planning job, and all. So then I'll focus on the office job and the structural jobs. So first job which most of the people start in their career is a site engineer job. And I always suggest always start your journey as a site engineer. Even if it is for 1 year or 1.5 year, that's totally all right. But once you start your career as a site engineer, that is where you actually see how the work is executed. That is how you get to understand how a building or maybe any structure is constructed. It's a tough job. It's not like, a 9 to 5 job. It will require at least 10, 12, 13, 14 hours, depends on the company. But 10, 12, 13 hours is a common time in an execution job. And sometimes you have to work even on Sundays also. But if you're at the age of 22, 23, 24, I'm okay that if you spend 10, 12, 13 hours on the site, you don't have to worry. Work for 1.5 year. Then you can shift towards the office job, because if you get your fundamentals good, if you understand how the execution is done, then you can rule in the other domains once you have 1.5 year of experience in the site execution. After let's say 1 or 1.5 year of experience, you can go towards the next job that is called as a QA/QC job, that is quality assurance and quality control. A site execution engineer will look after the entire execution of a building. Okay. But what happens is in the construction side, we need to take care of the quality also. A site execution engineer usually takes care of the quality, but sometimes whenever there is a material which will come to the site, let's say a rebar has come, maybe a cement has come, you have to do the testing of all the materials and all. In that case, you require one more engineer, whom we call them as a QA/QC engineer, who is the extended version of a site engineer. He also will start from a site engineer only. Maybe after 1.5, 2 year of experience, they slowly transition towards the QA/QC role. That is also a good job where you have, let's say, uh, uh, around 50% of site job and 50% will be office job, because you have to do a lot of documentation. Whatever things you do on the construction side, whatever material will come to the construction side, each and every material should have a test certificate. It should have proper documentation and all. So it's like a 50-50 job, I would say. Okay. So 50% you have to be on the site at the time of concreting and other activities, and 50% you will be there in the office to take care of the documentation. Then quality auditing and all will happen once in 3 months. So that is how that is a role of a QA/QC engineer. Next engineer what we have is a QS and a billing engineer. So again, whenever you get any project, you have to take out the total quantity in that particular project. Maybe how much concrete is required, how much steel is required. You have to prepare the bar bending schedule, BBS and all. So again, for that we require one more engineer. So we call them as a QS engineer. And once the work is executed on the site, we need to pay the contractor. So for the payment, we require an engineer called as a billing engineer. Will look after what work has been done on the construction side. What was your BOQ quantity? Let's say I got a project, and let's say there was some 100 cubic meter of concreting work to be done. That is from the BOQ. From the drawing, actually, it has to be 100 cubic meter of concrete work to be done. Now, when you really execute it, it may be 100 cubic meter, or it may be like 1 or 2, 1 or 3 cubic meter. So whenever you will do a payment to the contractor, whatever has been executed on the site, the same has to be paid. So the billing engineer will take care of all these things. Again, this billing engineer, QS engineer and all, they might have started their career from a site engineer only, but few people, what happens, directly they get into QS, QA, QC and all. Okay. It all depends what kind of job you get in your first job. After that, there's one more job called as a procurement engineer. So this happens only in a big construction companies and all, especially in the Middle East countries and all. There is one term called, I mean, they have a domain called as procurement engineer. So whatever material will come to the construction site and all, he is the one who will take care of it. For example, let's say some tiling work has to be done on your construction site, and you ordered the tile from one particular country. Let us say you ordered the tile from Italy. Let's say Italian marble. Let's say you ordered it from Italy. Okay. Now, whenever your tiling work is supposed to happen, at least let's say 1 week before that, your tile has to reach to the construction site. Now, the procurement engineer has to take care of all these things. That means, suppose 15 days before, if the material has to reach the site, then he should have uh, done the purchase order and all. So again, let's say 2 months before only he should have initiated all these things, and from that country it has to come to India and all. You are getting my point, no? So that is the role of a procurement engineer. Not only the tiles. I've given an example. There are a lot of construction materials. So each and every material has to be there on the construction site. For example, let's say today is how much? Today is 22nd September. Let's say on 25th September I want to start one work. Okay. So in this way, each and every work will have to plan. So procurement engineer has to make sure that if any work has to start on the next day, the material has to be there on the construction site. Suppose if the material is not there on the construction site, then that particular activity will be delayed and all. So that should not happen. So the procurement engineer will take care of all these things. Next one, which has a good demand and all, is called as a planning engineer. So planning engineer, what he does, let's say you got a project and that project is for 2 years. So we'll have a start date and we'll have an end date. So it's a 2-year project. Now you don't know in the next 3 months how much work you're supposed to do. In the next 6 months, how much work you're supposed to do. In 1 year, how much work you're supposed to do. All this you have to do the planning, right? Say during your college days, every day you also do a planning. Let's say you're going to some work and all. So you have done a planning. Well, let's say if your office starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, and you know at least you require 2 hours to reach your office. That means you have to leave from your home at least at 6:30, so that by 8:30 you'll reach your office. That half an hour you're keeping it as a buffer. Sometime maybe if there is a traffic and all, and then you plan every day you plan, right? In the same way, in the construction project also we have to plan. So the planning engineer will do all the planning and all. So for that, again, he should have execution knowledge. You should know after the excavation you'll do PCC. After PCC you'll put reinforcement. After reinforcement it is footing shuttering. After footing shuttering you'll do the concreting. You should know the sequence of construction. Then you should know after which activity which has to be done. Then you should know what is the relationship that you're supposed to do. If you know all these things, then we can make use of two software. If you're working in India, MS Project is sufficient for real estate projects and all. But if you're going for some infra projects and if you're going for abroad jobs, then Primavera P6 you are supposed to learn. Again, those are softwares. But to give some input to the software, you should have a knowledge on the construction side. And all planning engineers, most of the planning engineers, they started their career as a site engineer only. But yeah, some people may be lucky that directly they started with a planning engineer. But you can become a good planning engineer if you have a good construction side knowledge. Okay. Yeah. After that, there are certain PMC jobs and all. There are companies, I mean, there are PMC company that's called as project management consultancy. There you can work in any position. You can work as a, let's say, execution engineer, QA/QC engineer, and all. So it's a good firm where they look after all the construction and all. So even once you have 1 or 2, 3 years of experience in such roles, you can apply for a PMC jobs also. Apart from that, right now, whatever I spoke, they were more about the civil execution. Sometimes we can even work in the interior projects also, right? You might have seen some interior projects and all. When I say interior projects, it's like, let's say, some TV unit and then modular kitchen and all. I'm speaking from a residential point of view. For commercial, it will be like mall construction, the interiors of the mall and all. So there also you require a interior engineer. Okay, there also you can get into this interior fit out engineer job. Even civil engineers also get into this, but that is also okay. If you're getting a job in this, you can do it in the initial days of your career. Then apart from that, we have jobs even in RMC plant. You know what is ready mix plant and all, ready mix concrete, ready mix plant and all. So there also we'll have a job, but again, those jobs is little difficult. I mean, I have few of my students who are working for 13, 14 hours in a RMC plant. And there basically what happens, you just will do certain test on the lab. That is, one is cube test and slump test you're gonna do. Then you have to take care of the entire batching and all. So there is no execution as such. Few people get into that job also, but there is a good growth. Suppose if you work in the RMC plant for 1 or 2 years, and if you understand how those things are done and all, then from there you can go towards the RMC marketing jobs and all. If you like the sales, if your communication skill is good, if you can convince someone and all, then you can even get into marketing jobs and all. That also has a good scope. That is not related to the construction, but yeah, you can even get into the marketing jobs. Apart from that, see, ours is a construction industry. In the construction industry, we want everyone. We want civil people, then we want chemical industry people. Some people, what happens after 1 or 2 years of execution, they even enter into the construction chemical industry. Like, Fosroc is a company, Hilti is a company, so Pidilite and all. There are many construction chemical companies. And they also require certain civil engineers to look after their product and all those things. So even few people get into those companies also, and even the pay is also good over there. You will not work on the construction side, but you will be more towards the what you call the product, the manufacturing of the product, or let's say promotion of the product, or you go and pitch about the new product. And also, if you're interested, even you can get into these jobs also. So all these jobs are mostly field related jobs. These jobs, only the planning job, QS and billing job is yeah, QS and billing, and this thing, planning job. These two are your office job. Okay. Now we'll get into the core one. Like let's say whatever is studied in engineering, let's say strength of materials, RCC, steel subjects, all the subjects. If you want to, if you really like those subjects and you want to work in that field, then definitely structure design job, that is structure engineer job, is something where you can put all your engineering knowledge into use. But most of the companies, at least let's say 70 to 80% of the companies, they want MTech. MTech is mandatory. With BTech, few companies take, but if it is MNC jobs and all, definitely MTech is required. So in that case, you have to do a MTech. But if you are really passionate about structures, bending moment, shear force, physics, mathematics, if you like those subjects, you can start as a structure engineer. Nowadays, if you see, there are a lot of BIM jobs and all. So BIM is basically building information modeling. That is basically done to have a proper workflow, and there is a good coordination between different disciplines: civil discipline, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, architects and all. So you come under one common platform, and that is how you do in a BIM. Basically you use software like Revit architecture and Revit structures. For the clash detection, you can go with the Navy's work, and you create a model of all these things. A lot of things are there, like 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D and all. But again, if you ask me frankly, that is a technology what is happening, and most of the companies are adopting. But there is no civil engineering touch in that. When I say civil engineering touch, uh, if you really want to make use of your engineering knowledge, then better go for site job, procurement, planning job, QS job, or structured design job. But if you're someone who is passionate about technologies, and you want a kind of office job, which is somewhere close to, let's say, IT jobs, and you're more passionate towards automation, you're more passionate about technologies and all, then you can go for the BIM jobs. Okay. You can even enter into the BIM industry. But like you see in like you see in a lot of YouTube videos and all, people say if you don't learn BIM, your life is what do you call, I mean, your life is wasted. No BIM, no job. If you don't know BIM, that means you are almost 5, 10 years behind and all. So there is no such thing. BIM is just a common platform where civil, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, electrical people and your architects will come and work together. So if you don't learn BIM, not a issue, because for a civil engineer, these are the core subjects. This is where you call yourself as a civil engineer. In BIM, there is no much application of a civil engineering, but you require a civil engineers to do this Revit architecture, structures and all. Okay, yeah. Next, even you can get into a job like 𝗙𝗏 modeler. So 𝗙𝗏 basically, we have RCC structures and we have steel structures, the PB, the steel structures and all. So we need to do the connection details and all, the bolt connection, welding connection, a lot of connection details we are supposed to do. So there's a software called as 𝗙𝗏 where you can do the entire modeling. Say you'll not do the design. For the design, always a structure engineer will do. Always remember, he is the one who will give you all the input. Rest, this BIM job, 𝗙𝗏 people will take a input from him and they are going to do a model and all. Okay, if you really want to decide what is the load coming on the structure, what should be my beam size, what should be my column size, what should be the size of the footing, how much reinforcement should go, what kind of structural framing you're supposed to adopt, whether you should go with a frame structure or you should go with let's say flat slab system, or should you go for a post tension system. All these things will be decided by the structural engineer, nobody else. BIM job and 𝗙𝗏 model are just going to dance, or let's say is going to follow what this guy is telling. If structure engineer is giving, let's say the beam size is 230 by 450, BIM modelers will do the 230 by 450 beam. And if structure engineer says you have to provide, let's say some 20 diameter, 6 number of bolt in one connection, then 𝗙𝗏 model will sit and do this. They will not decide how many bolt, what should be the length of the bolt, what should be the size of the bolt. These people never do that. That will be done by structure engineer. Okay, that is why I told that's a core. Whatever engineering, if you really want to know engineering, get into structure engineer job. All these are, I would say, a supporting job for a structure engineer. But of course, you require everyone. We cannot say that only structure engineer is superior, rest all jobs are inferior and all, because it's a construction industry. Finally, our end product is a building. We want to hand. When I say building, I am taking building as an example. So building is something the client want, but for client he wants everything. Structure should be good, architecture should be good, interior should be good, everything should be good. So we want everyone's input here. Okay. Yeah. Next is we have interior design jobs also. Like Google SketchUp software, 3ds Max software you can use and you can do this. But basically the architects will dominate this group. Being a civil engineer, they don't entertain. I mean, if you're putting up your own consultancy and a firm, and if you're good in that, it's okay. But if you want to work in a good firms and all, usually architects are preferred. They don't prefer civil engineers for a interior design jobs and all. Okay. Yeah. Next, nowadays, what is happening? There is a lot of jobs on data analytics, AI, automation, coding, Python, robotics, especially with the BIM and all, no? And with the ChatGPT, AI and all. What is happening is a lot of jobs are opening up in data analytics. If you know a bit about coding and all, you can see the structure engineer, they use software like etaps and statpro. But who prepare who does all this etaps and statpro software? Of course IT people will do that, but IT people don't know civil engineering, IT people don't know structure engineering. But if you're someone who has a civil engineering knowledge and you have a coding knowledge, you can work with this IT people, you can get into the what do you call development of this softwares and all, like ETAP software, StatPro software, Midas software. There are a lot of softwares and all. So being a civil engineer, you can work in this domain also, and you get good pay also for it, because this requires engineering knowledge and also the coding knowledges and all. And robotics in the sense, today what is happening with automation and all, because construction is a labor dependent industry. If there is no labor, our work will not happen, whatever may be your degree. So today, what is happening? A lot of robots are being deployed in the construction industry to do our work and all. Especially if you see the plastering and all, we require a mason. But if you can train a robot to do the plastering, it can do it. So a lot of companies are using that robots also for doing the plastering. Even tying the rebar. Rebar tying, we use binding wire. We want one guy, he has to bend and he has to tie. But today, there are lot of robots and all which can do the binding and all. Now, if you're very passionate about technology and if you're good in all these things and all, you can develop such kind of model. You can work. There are a lot of people doing all these things. uh, there are many civil engineers working in data analytics, AI and all. I can show you, one or two profile on LinkedIn, so that you get an idea. Okay, so this is what is happening in the construction industry. These are the different job which I've explained. Apart from that, let's say you have 2 3 year of experience in the construction field, then you can do all this kind of jobs also. This is like income generating domain. Let's say you have 2 to 3 year of experience. Now you can start your own construction business. If you know how to prepare a plan, if you know how to do the structure designing, you can take up the construction and all. That can be done. Or even you can, let's say if you have some money and all, you can start your own interior business and all. One of my student is doing that. Along with that, you can, let's say, because for construction we require hardware also, like let's say the nails, or let's say paint, each and everything is required. Suppose if you're doing a construction business, maybe after 2 3 years of experience, 2 3 years of experience, you can put your own hardware shop, so that all the materials you are bringing it from your shop only. That also, because it is a supporting all these things, hardware shop, painting shop, everything is a supporting business for the construction industry. Then if you are good in operating the total station and all, even you can do some certain surveying work and all. Then you can start your own structural consultancy if you have done MTech in structures. Then even you can do estimation and building consultancy also if you have 2 3 year of experience as a QS engineer. Then if you learn Vastu and all, you can help people to make plan. You can give Vastu consultancy and all. Even you can do a bank valuation also. Then you can take up certain freelancing projects through AutoCAD, Revit, Google SketchUp and all. Again, say when I say you can take up, it's easy to tell, but taking up requires a lot of efforts. A good marketing should be done. Initially, you have to penetrate into the market. We will offer certain free plans to the people. Then you have to capture all these things. Okay, because say when I say all these things, it is easy to tell me. It's easy to tell, but you need a lot of efforts, lot of knowledge, and lot of efforts is required in getting the projects from people. Nobody will give you projects easily. Okay, they'll ask you 100 questions before that. What is your experience? And they'll go with three four people to take up the project. Then even you can start your real estates. There are few of my students, those have certain land with them, they want to do a construction of that, and they want to sell the apartment houses and all. Even you can join certain PMC jobs which I've told you. Or even you can start, let's say you're staying in some place and there's a lot of construction happening, because construction is something unorganized sector. Anybody can come and do the construction. And if you see a lot of contractors and all, they don't have any technical knowledge. I mean, they don't have any BTech or let's say diploma degree, but they are into construction. But what is happening? They do a lot of wrong construction and all. Now, being an engineer, you can go and tell the client, say, I can look after your this thing, execution. Let the contractor do, but I'll help you in doing it in a more better way. I can help you improve the quality and all. So that way you can take up certain projects and all. These are the ways through which you can make money and all. Okay. Yeah. Now coming to the last part, that is I'll tell you two, three profile from LinkedIn where people are into this data analytics and all. Yeah. So he is one of the guy. Okay. Chaitanya Barech is his name. See, he is into which one? He is into founder and construction tech consultant. Okay. So what they are doing is they are more into this, what you call data, AI analytics for construction. So this is what these people are doing. Okay. And they all are civil engineer only. They all are civil engineer. If we can see here, he did it bachelor's from civil engineering. Then they did a master's degree in construction engineering. Then they worked and then they got into construction tech consultant, director, advisor, co-founder, AI consultant. You can see, right? So in this way, they are more towards the construction industry only. He's one guy. Apart from that, there is one more guy called as 𝗵𝗔𝗍𝗏. Okay, you see AI in construction, transforming how the world buys the property, and they are being called by different institutes and all to give a talk on AI. And you can see here, right? You can see here, right? So what is happening? A lot of people are into the AI. For that, you should have good knowledge about data, data analytics, and a lot of things. Excel knowledge and all is required. And of course, a lot of knowledge in AI is required. Okay. So even you can connect with these people and all. You can ask them how, if suppose if you have an interest in all these things, you can connect with all these people, ask them how you can learn and all. Okay. And then there's one more. I told you about this thing, right? What is that? Robots and all. So this sir, recently I had attended his offline workshop in Mysore. It's the same photo what he has uploaded from that particular lecture. So you can see here, no, how the robots. I told you about that binding wire because even I watched it from his offline workshop only. See, this is that robot which helps in tying the binding wire and all. Okay. Yeah. So this is how. So what you're supposed to do, you can connect with with this particular sir, that is Jairam sir. Ask him like, if you are really interested to work on certain projects and all, you can connect with those people, and they all are open to help you out. See, few people will help you, few people will not help you. It doesn't matter, but at least try to connect with them. If you're really passionate towards this technology and all these things, you can do it. Okay, that's how it is. So there are very few. There are many people, but of course, there are the few profile which I've opened and I've explained it to you. That's it. So now again, if you want to learn all these things in a more better way, my courses are available. So you can download my civilbrains app. There's a free course which I've given. You watch how I teach. You see how much things you're able to understand. If you feel I'm the right person to teach you, definitely you can enroll in my complete course. In this particular course, I'll teach you the entire thing, which will make you a good civil engineer. Even if you will take at least 3 to 4 years to learn all these things, if you start to do it on your own. Here, I'll teach you the entire sequence of construction, drawing, reading, estimation, bar bidding schedule, BOQ, project planning, project management, whatever field I'd explained, almost most of the field I've covered it in my lecture. Okay, so you can download my Civil Brains app. If you want, enroll in my free course. You see how I teach. There are a lot of videos which I put it in my YouTube channel. You can watch that. Watch few of my free lectures. And if you really like those things, definitely enroll in this particular course so that you get a wonderful knowledge. So here I'll teach you first is the entire sequence of construction. I'll teach you all these things. I'll teach you practically from the side. Then this is about the drawing reading. Then structure engineering, manual calculations I'll teach you, especially the footing calculation. Then these are the new content what I'm adding on quality control, QA/QC. That is also covered. Then even on high-rise building construction, flat slab construction, I'll be adding it in my course. Then you can, I told you about QS job also. So if from this course, even you can get into that job. Here I taught you how to take out the quantities, how to prepare the Excel sheets, how to do the bar bending schedule, how to do the material calculations, BOQ preparation. Each and everything is covered here. Then you can come to my level 3. Here I'll teach you concrete technology, interview preparation, MS Excel course. And then I'll go for a level 4. Here I'll teach you I told you a position called as planning engineer. So he should know all these things like Primavera, MS project, fundamentals of project management, and basic project planning. And then last is your PB structure. Right now, whatever I spoke was about the RCC structure. That if you want to enter into the steel structure and all execution part, then I've explained that in the PEP course. So in this way, this is the entire thing about my course. So definitely download my Civil Brains app, enroll in my free course, see how I teach, and I definitely wish you to enroll in my entire course, complete course, and more than 466 students have enrolled in this course. And there are other videos on my YouTube channel. do watch them. So I'll see you back in the next lecture.